Next, I'm going to show you how to put the cake together and frost it. Put just a dollop of icing in here, and it'll prevent the cut up board from moving. You can buy the boards at any of the supply stores, and you want it to be a minimum of 10 inches or a 12-inch will be ideal for an 8-inch cake. The cakes have cooled down, and as you can see, they're pretty flat. They actually don't have a lot of cutting that needs to be done. So I am going to put a little bit of icing on the bottom. This is the icing that we made earlier. It has a very pastel color. The way that you can fill it if you want is just with frosting, which I'm going to show you just to put the frosting. But you can also use fresh fruit like fresh strawberries or raspberries in here. So the next item that I'm going to show you to is get a piping bag, and you don't have to put a tip, but I'm going to go ahead and put the tip because this is the one that I'm going to use. So this is a 1M, and it will be in the instructions. So you want to have a little bit of icing in here. Actually, if I had the filling, I would put a dam, a circle, a thick circle of icing to prevent the fruit from going outside of that ring. But we're not going to put any fruit in here, so we're just going to just put a little bit of icing. Okay, I'm going to put a tiny bit more in here. And I have just a tiny bit of a dome, this one. The other one is pretty flat. Now when you make the icing, you can see that there's little bits of the cream cheese that didn't mix. Different brands are very gummy, and they have a lot of gums in them to make them pliable. So you gotta watch for that. This is one of the leading brands that is at the stores nowadays. Get rid of all these crumbs. Now I'm gonna get the second half, and you can see how nice and tall this is. Okay. Now the next thing is I'm gonna put a little bit of the icing on it, and this icing is nice and creamy. I made it earlier, so if you and put it in the refrigerator, so it got a little bit cold. So now I am going to take a little bit of this icing and start icing this side of the cake. And this is what they call crumb coating. And the reason I call it crumb coating is because it gathers the crumbs. You can see that he moved a little bit. I probably should have put a little bit more of icing. Now if it was the summer and you were icing this cake and it was really warm in your kitchen, as soon as you get done crumb coating it, you can put it in the refrigerator for about 10 minutes. The icing will start to solidify, and then you can finish icing it at that point. You can see how the icing is starting to catch all those crumbs in there. Now we're going to put a little bit of it in here. This is a longer spatula. It's about 8 inches or so. And then the rest of it, I'm gonna pick up some of this. Okay, we are going to put it in the refrigerator just a bit and let the chrome coat sit. We're done with the chrome coating, and I put it in the refrigerator for a few minutes, 5 minutes to be precise, but you can leave it a little longer, especially if it's a summer day and it's hot in your kitchen. So then I am gonna put some of this in here, some of the icing. And you just have to be patient going all the way around it until you have it completely covered. Sometimes when the icing is soft, what happens is it will absorb, the cake will absorb that icing. And if that's happening, you need to put it in the refrigerator again, let it chill, and then you can apply the coats. You don't have to put this much icing if you don't want. You can just barely coat it. You can also serve it with whipped cream instead of this icing. So cream cheese icing, strawberry flavor. Okay, so you have two choices. You have the choice of making the icing smooth, or you have the choice of using a spatula to do the side of the cake in this manner. We call that offset spatula. Or you have the choice of using a comb like this to have it completely smooth, or you can use one of the sides, one of the combs. They're called combs, so you can use a texture. I usually use this, and all my cakes had a signature on them, and the strawberry cake actually has the signature of this particular pattern in the comb. So then you want to use it at a 45-degree angle and go all the way around it, and that very easy. Now the top, as you can see, has a ridge on it. So what you need to do now is clean up your long offset spatula. It has a bend, that's why they're called offset. And we are going to just remove the excess and level it a little bit more. So now I am going to stop right in here, And I'm gonna put some icing in here. So this is a disposable bag. You can buy them at some of the hobby stores. I'll put the resources in the class materials section. So fill it up and work the bag in such a way that you bring all that icing out. And this is called burping the bag. You can barely hear it. I don't have a lot of air. But you squeeze some of it out because you don't want it to burst while you're trying to pipe it. And the way that you can get out of this cake up to 14 servings easily, 14 servings. I'm going to pipe rosettes, and I'm going to show you how to do it. You're going to have to hold that bag straight up, a 90-degree angle, and we're going to pipe rosettes. And the way you pipe the rosette is you put the tip straight down, and then you move it to 9 o'clock, go all the way around it, and stop at 6 and pull the tail. Again, 9 o'clock, pull it up, stop at 6, and pull the tail. And pull the tail. I want them about the same size. Voila. Again, 9 o'clock, pull it out at 6 and stop. And if you have it just a tiny bit, you can always go back and just fill it up a little bit. I'm going to put a little bit more in here. Straight around it. And one more. Okay. And because this is a strawberry cake, I am going to put a strawberry in here. And then we have to do the border on this. Okay, so I am going to go ahead and clean it. They have boards that are a lot prettier, like a board that is, let's say, gold or black would be great. So if you want to transfer it to a nice platter, this is why I cut the board right to an 8-inch. And then just like that. Now we are going to finish piping the border. And you can really hear this time I had a lot of air in the bag, which would burst if I was trying to pipe this. Okay, so here we can do anything we want. So we're just going to make some shells, 45-degree angle, and go all the way around it. There you have it. And this is the strawberry cake. Thank you.